It is Thursday, January 27th in the NBA, and I'm back with my two best picks of the day, plus a same game parlay dart throw. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Now, let's get into it. I hope you guys are doing well. We only got two games on tonight in the NBA, both on TNT. Got the Lakers traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Sixers, and the Warriors are at home taking on the Timberwolves. Let's recap yesterday, though. A disappointing day, a 2-4 day overall. Chris Paul, our best bet of the day, over 9.5 assists. Yeah, no chance. He had 3 assists in the first 3 minutes. Then he ends with 5. He only had 14 potential assists. Very weird game compared to 28 potential assists versus the Jazz the previous game. Oh well. Get Devin Booker, our other Phoenix Suns, cashes over in points plus rebounds early in the second quarter. Or I believe early in the third quarter. And then the Bucks were solid in the first quarter. Then they absolutely said, nah, we're good. And just were blown out, boat raced by the Cavs. Sorry for disrespecting you, the Cavs. Darius Garland on the Cavaliers. Well, he gets injured, so we can't do much about that one. John Morant hits his over, and then Jokic finishes a couple PRAs over. Like I said, a 2-4 day. Either way, not a great day, but we're going to keep getting it back after it. As always, I want to tell you guys to manage that bankroll. Don't force a lot of bets today. We only got 2 games on today. No need to force a ton, but if you are new to the channel, I appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you do enjoy, consider clicking that subscribe button. Also, click that like button, too, for all the OG people out there. And my couple last note. Number 1. Thank you guys for coming out to the weekly live stream. We had our weekly live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. Appreciate you guys. We hit 200 plus viewers for, I believe, the 4th straight week. So you guys have been showing a ton of support on those live streams, and we can't do it without you guys. Now, number 2, our podcast is live on the channel. It is linked down below. If you want to go check it out, Logan and I talk about the NFL playoffs this weekend, and we talk about a bunch of other things, our live betting strategy, which kind of might come into play today. And then number 3, speaking of NFL, my best bets for the NFL this Sunday for the conference championship games. That should be live again tonight, I believe 5 p.m. Eastern time. So set your alarms, make sure you turn that bell on the video, on the channel, and it should be live later tonight. If it's not, I'll let you guys know on Twitter. But I believe we have a bunch of player props and lines all out now, so I'll do the video early for you guys. So check it out. Let's waste no more time. Get into my best bet of the day. It's a weird one. Otto Porter Jr. under 9.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 115 on PointsBet. Now, with the short weird slate, you got to find short weird picks, and that's what we're taking with Otto Porter Jr. Obviously, he's on the Warriors as they take on the Timberwolves today. And look, if you want to take one individual stat, I'd likely lean this under in rebounds. Now, it was 7.5, and it was juiced at minus 150, and that was my favorite play of the day, but didn't want to give you guys a minus 150 play. So we'll go to 9.5 rebounds plus assists. Now, look, Otto Porter Jr., he's been, does he start? Does he not start? Normally starts. It's weird to really pivot his role, but he's playing about 20 to 30 minutes per game, and that's fine with me. Now, Otto Porter Jr., I wanted to first look at his performance with Klay Thompson in the lineup. So he's played 6 games with Klay, only gone over in 2 of them, gone under in 4. So great for us. The 2 games we went over, once versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then again versus the Timberwolves. You don't love seeing that against the Timberwolves, but there's a reason he went over in that game, because they were without Stephen Curry, so he was involved in the offense a lot more than he will be today. Now we look at it. We look at Mr. Otto Porter Jr. I think the other guys are going to step up and play better. You never really know what happens with Steve Kerr's lineups. Could he just randomly put in Jonathan Kuminga a ton of minutes? Potentially, he's earned some minutes. But look, Steph is better at rebounding the ball than the guy that they were starting, Jordan Poole, and those guys. Steph's going to get his rebounds today. And look, either way, he went under in 4 of the 6 games, so I love that. Now, in the 4 games he went under, wasn't even close to this 9.5 line. He had 6, 6, 6, and 8. So finishing a whole 2 below on every single game, and 4 below what he needs, 10 to ruin our over. Now, like I said, Steve Kerr, always random with the minutes, but that's what Steve Kerr does. Now, I wanted to look at Otto Porter Jr. in his recent game log without Draymond Green. Obviously, Draymond Green is out, so I wanted to look at the last 11 games, because that obviously plays a big role into who's rebounding the ball and whatnot. But in the last 11 games without Draymond Green, I mean, he's gone under in 8 of them. He hasn't gotten close in a lot of these games. He's been averaging 3.5 assist chances per game, 8.7 rebound chances, and 21.6, or I believe 21.6 minutes played. So just 12.2 rebounds plus assist chances. And you're asking him to get 10 of them to cash this over. I just don't see it happening. I'll take the under 9.5 rebounds plus assists. Hopefully it's not a close game. Maybe they don't even play Otto Porter Jr. a lot of minutes. Either way, I like the under in this one, so I'll take it. Otto Porter Jr. under 9.5 rebounds plus assists. So let's move on to my next play of the day. Hey, come on, I have to do this. Joel Embiid, over 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists, minus 115 on Caesars. Look, the line's high, and you can't blame him, because Joel Embiid's just been an absolute menace. He's been on an absolute scorcher. And I'll have a same game parlay for this game in a second. But look, Embiid's just been tearing it up, and I'm taking PRAs because he's actually been rebounding and assisting the ball pretty well without Seth Curry. Now, look at Embiid over his last 4 games, been on an absolute tear. 60, 56, 59, and 64 PRAs. Cashed it in 4 straight games. His points line is 33.5 today. I mean, that shows how dominant this guy has been. And I don't blame Vegas at all for making the line that high. This guy's been on an absolute tear. And the ridiculous part, Doc Rivers not even playing him a ton of minutes. He's at 33, 32, 27, I believe 37 minutes. So really, like, not even playing that many minutes. And if they play Joel Embiid more minutes, maybe he drops a 50 piece on the Lakers' head. Now, this is a pretty good matchup for Embiid against the Lakers. We look at them. We know Anthony Davis likely back. He's probable. He played their last game. He's going to be back today. But if you're Frank Vogel, which honestly, who knows what Frank Vogel thinking these days, but this is a guy that's voiced his displeasure at playing at the center position, and this is a guy that's pretty frail and been injured. Do you want to throw him up against Joel Embiid? I would say no. So we could see Dwight Howard, maybe DeAndre Jordan play a little bit more today. And I just don't think they want to put Anthony Davis on Joel Embiid. And heck, if they do, even better for us, because I know Anthony Davis is a capable defender, but Joel Embiid is just in a groove. And you know Joel Embiid, he takes things personal. He wants to prove he's the best player in the NBA. And Anthony Davis, while he's been, falling down off that pedestal, he's still regarded as one of the better players in the NBA. So Joel Embiid takes everything personal. Now, over the last 4 games, Embiid averaged 20 rebound chances per game, turning them into 12.8 rebounds. And over his last 4 games, the same 4 games, he's averaged 7.8 assist chances per game, turning those into 4.5 assists per game. So he's been clearly the focal part of this team. Without Seth Curry, they're getting him the ball and they're just saying, get the heck out of the way. It'd be even nicer if the Sixers could be down in this game. But they have been down the past couple games, and then you just see everyone clear out, and it's just Joel Embiid going one-on-one against the other team's defender, and he's just been absolutely roasting them alive. So I love Joel Embiid today. I think he continues to do it, and I think it should be a big game against the Lakers. I mean, this game should be close. The spread is 2.5 points, and if you want my spread pick lean of the day, I do lean the Sixers minus the 2.5 points, but Embiid been an absolute menace, and I just think he'll continue to do that, assisting the ball more than people might expect with no Seth Curry. And look, Embiid's been averaging over 20 field goal attempts per game, like 23, 24, 26. He's also a guy that gets to the free throw line a ton, and in his career, he's only attempted 20-plus field goal attempts just once against Anthony Davis. He had 52 PRAs in that game. I think Embiid, I'm just going to ride the Embiid train into the ground because he's been absolutely terrifying. Plus, you always see, I've seen those clips of him, doing similar moves to Michael Jordan and the late, great Kobe Bryant. So maybe he's even more personal. Who knows? It's Joel Embiid. He's one of the best players in the NBA, and we're taking his over 49.5 PRAs. And like I said, if you wanted my spread pick of the day, I'd say the Sixers minus the 2.5 points. And if that's wrong, I've been bad on spread picks, even better, because I would like the Lakers to be leading in this game, because then Embiid turns it on in the second half. Now, that's my final play of the day, but let's talk about a same game parlay. We're doing it on FanDuel, and if you don't have a FanDuel account and you're in a state that's eligible for it, well, then use the dimers.com link down below. You get some risk-free bets, a deposit match for FanDuel, and it helps us out over here at Calling Our Shot. Now, it's plus 987, turning $100 into almost 1,000 or $10 into 100 if you want. We're going LeBron 30-plus points, Joel Embiid 30-plus points, Westbrook 8-plus rebounds, but Westbrook under 7.5 assists. So let's talk about each line. LeBron and Embiid. I mean, obviously, we like Embiid to score 49.5 PRAs, probably going to need 30-plus points. He's been getting 30-plus points every single night. I think he can do that tonight. Now, we talk about LeBron. He's been on a pretty good tear, and this is a game against the Philadelphia 76ers. I think he shows up and plays pretty well. Tobias Harris can't guard him, and I just think LeBron, the over-under is like 219 points. I think LeBron's going to get it done. I know they obviously have Anthony Davis back. You might think that might screw up the offense. Still scored 33 points last game, shooting 14 for 21. I think he gets up the field goal attempts, been very efficient. He's even talked about being in the best offensive groove in arguably his career, so I think he gets the 30-plus points. Now let's move to the Westbrook lines, because these might look a little bit weird. Now, the reason I'm on Westbrook's under 7.5 assists, we'll talk about that one first, because he hasn't been getting a lot of assists this year, really not recently. His role in the offense has changed, really has not hit the 7.5 assist line in a whole lot of games. Don't even mind playing that as a straight play. That might be a pretty good one. Should have thought about that earlier, but look, that under 7.5 assists, a decent play. I think you might get that, go under pretty easily. He had like 6 assists last game. He had one game with 9 assists, but it's a pretty good matchup. This is not the best matchup for point guards. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey out there. Maybe Danny Green's back, but I don't think he gets the 8 assists that he needs to ruin that under. And then we have Westbrook 8-plus rebounds. The reason I'm on that is because you think about Joel Embiid. He's going to obviously be on one side of the court. It's going to be clearing out, and Westbrook's one of those guys that doesn't play an ounce of defense, and he doesn't play an even less of an ounce of defense when he's cleared out and he's just basically trying to guard a three-point line guy. He's just not going to guard him at all. He's going to leave him wide open, and that could lead to Joel Embiid shooting some mid-range pull-ups and whatnot, having the center contest, and then the ball's going to bounce the other way, hopefully, to Russell Westbrook getting his rebounds. That's what he's been doing. He's been chipping in on the glass all season long, and I could see him doing that again today. So those are the 4 legs. That's the $100 to turn into $1,000 parlay, plus 987. Just throwing a little bit of dart throw on a short slate. Don't force a whole unit onto that. That is ridiculous. But that's going to do it. The podcast is live on the screen. You can check it out right now. Definitely go check it out. One of our best live streams yet. Our NFL Best Bets should be live later tonight, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. before these games tip off. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Sorry for the late post today. Woke up a little bit late, but we're going to get after it. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been Austin, and let's go have a good winning day. I'd like to do a 2-0 sweep, maybe even a same game parlay cash. That'd be pretty sweet. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been Austin. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.